We want this project to be a few things. Firstly, we want you to be part of the whole experience, part of the build. I'm sure you've gathered that bit already, and come through the whole journey with us to the rally at the end. Secondly, we want to open your eyes to the world of rally racing. You might be someone who watches a lot of rally, you might be someone who's never seen it, but hopefully throughout this series we can piece together rally for you and also make you realise just how much of your road motorcycle, or even your off-road motorcycle you've got at home, how much of that technology comes from things like rally and from racing. The next thing we feel like we should do, seeing as we're riding a Harley-Davidson, is tell you a bit about Harley-Davidsons. And luckily this morning we've been kindly invited down to Southampton Harley-Davidson, a dealer, funnily enough, in Southampton, to go and see some of their bikes, have a chat with Lloyd, who's the main guy down there, and see how we get on. I've got to concentrate on my speed now in a 50. I'm going to be caught speeding. It's all for the greater good, it's for the series. I'll take a speeding ticket.
Now, like I said, we came down to Harley-Davidson with the aim of doing a bit of filming and telling you about the bikes. But it wasn't long before we got caught up in the Harley-Davidson vibe. This must be what a magpie feels like. So much chrome. Now, Allard was in his absolute element, and after a bit of sweet talking, he managed to blag a go on one of the bikes. Not the FXDR that he's currently sat on, but a Lowrider S, his favourite. What did I get to do? Well, just film it, of course.
I'm in love. I'm officially in love. It's so smooth. Let's go on, hook her in. Go on, son. Stay here now, we'll be clear about no man about a got my strength. Can I be where I need for myself? Oh, see a place where I feel little, and maybe that's one that you see too, that I might need a It's f***ing amazing.
Do you have a lot of fun?
Yeah, I just think it's very, very expensive because I'm going to have to go buy one.
We've already got a Harley-Davidson, we don't need another one.
I think we need 7.
7, okay.
Yeah, like one for every day of the week, and then we've got ours as a spec. Yeah. But this, what a bike. It's just, I've never smiled so much on a bike. It's just awesome, and you get so many compliments. Like, everybody looks at it and smiles at it, and the person on a push bike told me I had a nice bike, and that never happens. They're always angry. So, yeah, unreal. I love it. I love it so much.
So while we're down here at Southampton Harley-Davidson, we should really tell you what makes a Harley-Davidson a Harley-Davidson. So there's 3 main categories: street, cruiser and touring, or if you're American, street, diners and baggers. In the street category, you'll find the Sportster, so the bike that we're using. You've got your cruisers, where you get bikes like the Lowrider, which is what Allard just rode, and also this lovely Fat Bob next to me. And then you get your touring bikes, which are things like the Street Glide and the Electric Glide. Do you know what, I was going to carry on chatting, and then I thought, I'm at Harley-Davidson, so why don't I just get Harley-Davidson to tell you? Let's do that. So we've waited for the shop to be shut, so it's just us. Let's go find the main man. Lloyd.
Hey bud, how's it going?
Do you fancy being on camera?
Oh, I'll do a little bit, but first I just want to say how incredibly amazing it is for you guys to take a Sportster off-road and in a race. So we'd like to provide you with a gift that may help you with that journey. So here you go, bud.
A nice bit of Loctite. Let's just stop it rattling to pieces. Should we go, mate?
Yeah, let's go. You'll need this.
What is it?
One of our dealer t-shirts.
Yes, gizzits, gizzits.
Yeah, but you got to pay for it.
I'm not paying for it.
So, the Rally Duck boys want to talk about Harleys. So I think they need to actually ask somebody who works for Harley-Davidson what the bike models are. We have some of the models in our range that are designed for specific sort of riding types, but many Harley-Davidsons can be adapted. This bike here is the Lowrider S. It's been quite a popular bike, and even the lads themselves had an opportunity to have a look around it. But the style of this one is created by the monoshock suspension system that sits underneath this seat here. That's a soft tail model. We also have models such as the touring range, like the Ultra, the Street Glide, and many other models as well. We also have our own adventure bike that's coming later on this year, or maybe out around about this sort of time that you may be watching. It's the Pan America. We're all excited about it, and we're all keen to take that bike for a ride and start our own adventures on and off road. So we also have a couple of the other models, such as the Street Bob. Now, we're continuously improving these models. So this now has a 114 engine. And what you may see on some of the Milwaukee 8 engines and on the side of many of our bikes is a number. And that number relates to, you know, the cubic capacity of that engine. So as we see 114, that would relate to the 1868cc. But one of the most popular bikes that we've had in our range is the Sportster. So these guys are taking the 883, but they're actually upgrading that, which I'm told they're upgrading it to a 1275. Now that's going to have some awesome power. And, you know, I'm not surprised that this is one of the bikes that they have chosen for this adventure. I don't think I need to be here anymore. I'm just going to leave, mate. Over to you. Right, you can take it. Well, seeing as I'm not needed, I'm going to steal one of these, Lloyd, and I'm off, mate. You're going to lock up shop, yeah? Absolutely.
Good lad.
Good lad.
Big day planned. You saw me ride the bike over at Southampton Harley-Davidson, and it got me thinking. Well, it got me thinking two things. First one, I definitely need one of those in my garage. So Lloyd, you may be getting a call. Second one is, if I'm doing all this work to produce this rally bike, I should at least make it look good, right? And when I say look good, I do think I should do some things that you don't normally see on a rally bike. I was always going to strip it down to the frame anyway, but now I may be doing a little bit more work than that. I'm going to jump in the garage and get working. But, and this is a big but, we all know if you're not riding bikes, you need to be wearing t-shirts to let everybody know you're riding bikes. The problem with that is that the majority of my favourite t-shirts are motorbike t-shirts, so I kind of got to protect them. So I think it's going to be an overalls day, because stripping that thing down to the frame, it's going to be years of grime, oil and just general nastiness. I want to look good, but I need to look after my kit, so I have a plan. I bought these! No, this isn't a sponsor, this is me just using my brain for once. They are Carhartt thermal lined dungarees. Yes, you can keep all your comments about Julian banjos to yourself, I don't care. Mega in it! So now, I can keep somewhat clean, and they're thermal lined, don't you know, and I can throw a party in it. So the reason I bought these is because A, they look cool, don't judge me, and I can actually move in them. Because normally you wear like boiler suits and then you do this, and it comes like that.
Alarm goes off at 4:45. Roll out of bed, rub the sleep from my eyes. Throw on a shirt and some jeans and my boots, and then it's time to make that morning drive.
Update. We now have an engine in a frame. Front end is off, definitely a two-man job. So Tim helped. Wave, Tim. I'd say that's pretty solid.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Can you see my winch?
Somewhere up the line, I forgot what I was working for. Yeah, there goes life. Looks like it ain't slowing down for me. All I ever do is work, sleep, repeat.
Engine out. Thanks for the help of the dad. Cheers, Pops. Final job.
Repeat.
Just a heads up, we've discovered an issue with the bike. This is an Indian one. So we're gonna have to change that. So, as you've seen, the engine's come out of the bike. We've now framed it effectively. So now what we're gonna do is have a quick overview, see where we are with it, and then make some modifications. We're gonna go through the frame, just make sure that everything that we need to be structural is all good. So for example, make sure that those are possibly reinforced, but I think they'll be all right. As I mentioned, this is a race bike, so the steering lock, that will be going because we don't need it. It sticks out a hell of a long way. This will be coming off as well because nothing that we need for racing will be mounted to there. And also, the reflector, that doesn't need to be there, so that's gone. Tidy that up, caught the frame a little bit, but that's fine, and tidy the steering lock up, and then maybe even get the flat paddle on there. Just thought I'd give you guys a rundown. Obviously, as you saw, I used the angle grinder. That's where your steering lock went. I'm actually going to put some weld into here, which you'll see a bit later on, so there's no point paddling that back and neatening that up as it's going to be welded and then ground back. All that is now being cut off, smoothed off now to a pretty good finish. So that's ready for powder coating now. Well, it's ready for spraying. So it is. I just want to make you aware, this is quite an important parcel actually, because this is the first package we've received for the Harley to Hellas build. A massive thank you to the people that have sent this parcel, because they believed in this crazy idea and myself and Ollie and kind of where we wanted to take it, and they completely believed in the project from a phone call. So a massive thank you to Lectron fuel systems. I'll show you them here once it focuses. Look at that. Woo-hoo. So just to go over, you guys, they sent us over Lectron hat, a couple of koozies, and then throttle cable, Lectron Carb. So Brooks over at Lectron, he's been a massive supporter of all of this, really believed in what we were doing and what we were going for. We'll put them in contact with the engine builders, Hammer Performance, and those two companies kind of talked amongst themselves and decided what we needed to get the best performance out of the carb and the engine and the Harley project as a whole. So those are our base settings, so I need to make sure that I keep track of those, and then hopefully it should be a case of bolting it on and firing it up. So yeah, thank you so much to Lectron.
Next time on Full HD.
I have not got a clue how any of this works.
working with you, lad, is you're the first.